Hey, Fluss2, this is Dina. I just received my package today from my winter gift exchange partner, Jessica Tracy. We participated in a winter gift exchange through Cross Stitch and Discuss. You heard us talking about it, I'm sure. And I opened the box and there was this lovely protective plastic case. And inside the case was this package. Look at all this wonderful stuff. Oh my gosh. First of all, the first thing I saw is the cross-stitched item that Jessica made me. Isn't that precious? Absolutely beautifully finished. Jessica, I love it. I love it. It's going on my tree. I just finished decorating my tree today, and I am thrilled to be able to add your ornament to my tree. Thank you so much. So I thought I should open this. What do you think? All right, let's see. Beautiful. It's tied up in pretty green ribbon. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to snip that so I can get the ornament on. Oh, so cute. So cute. I love the trim. It's on the edge. This is the back. So classy. I love the beads on it. It's so precious. Jessica, thank you. Oh, it's just adorable. I love it. I love it. In fact, this year I decided that I wanted to make a lot of ornaments for my tree. I only have a few that I've made. Most of them a couple of years back. I made one to represent my husband and I. And I thought I would really like someday to be able to have an entire tree of just hand-stitched ornaments. I don't know if I'm going to ever make it as beautiful as Vanna's. If you haven't seen her video, please look, because I think it's on Facebook actually. But okay, I'm going to open this one. The little reindeer. Can you see all the sparkle? Isn't that beautiful? Okay, I'm going to open this first and see what we have here. Oh, how wonderful. It's a journal. It's a medium ruled journal. Oh, this is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Oh my gosh. Jessica, did you make this? She had to. Oh, Jessica, this is gorgeous. Okay, y'all get ready to be seriously jealous. Seriously jealous. This is the bookmark in my journal that I just opened. Has the initial D in it. Look at that intricate stitching. Isn't that beautiful? She even stitched on the back. I think this is the most elegant thing I have ever seen. It is so tiny. It's 1/1. It's gorgeous. I'm speechless. It's just gorgeous. Oh, Jessica, you're going to make me cry. Oh, my goodness. I have to put that in there for safekeeping. Oh, my. Gorgeous. Thank you. That's amazing. Amazing. Okay. Sorry, crinkle. Okay. She has a note. She says, "This is the gift I gave you a teaser with. At my LNS, there's a small section of international patterns. The only reason I stopped and looked through this section is how uniquely these patterns are made. While flipping through, this gal shouted at me for you." Divertity. All right, let's see what we have here. How fun. I don't remember. I don't think I've wrapped all of Jessica's separately. I don't have any of his patterns. None. But this is absolutely beautiful. This is the Christmas Blessing Angel by Passione Ricamo. Is that how you say that? I've heard y'all talk about him. Look at that. Is that not beautiful? Oh. It says, "May the joy of Christmas bless your home." Oh my gosh. I'll have to rearrange all my stitching plans for next year. I do. Oh, I have another note. It says 4 gifts in one small package. It's not so small. Oh my goodness gracious. I see a bag. Look here. Isn't that gorgeous? I love the colors. Guys, it's another bag. We're gonna keep going. It's another bag. They're precious. Oh, they're so cute. They're so cute. I don't have any of these. Look at this. Look at these little bitty scissors. Oh my gosh. Well, these will be replacing my travel scissors for sure. Oh, that's so cute. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it. I love these colors. They're so beautiful. They're so me. Okay. I'm putting it right back the way it was too, because I want the pleasure of opening it again when I show it off to my hubby. Look at that. Okay, now Jessica, that should be it. But there's more here, people. Now, if you haven't ever done one of these, you just might want to do one next year. Here's a note. Here are some patterns from my stash for you. Every year, our area Salvation Army has a flash craft sale. I come armed with $20 and I get patterns and kits as fast as I can. As I watched your videos, you would mention a finish or a pattern that would make me search through my stash. I must have bought them for you. Oh, I can't wait to see what this is. And to think you gave me something that was yours. That's so sweet. That's very personal. Thank you, Jessica. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Oh, I dropped something. Hold on one second, people. I didn't know that was hidden in the middle. Boy, I tell you, I must reveal a lot about myself in these videos, more than I ever knew. This is gorgeous. This is called Peaceful Kingdom by Teresa Winsler, and I do not have it. Oh, I'm so excited. That's beautiful. And I do love Norman Rockwell, and this one is perfect. I'm sorry, I'm just seeing it for the first time. Y'all have to bear with me. Isn't this precious? That's Halloween. So cute, so cute. Halloween Tricks is the name of the picture. It's on the Saturday Evening Post. I'll have to do my magnifying glass to see what year. And then Lavender and Lace. This is the quilt maker. I have eyed that pattern so many times. I can't even tell you. I really have. Okay, we got one more to open. I feel like it's Christmas morning already. Another meant to be gift. It came on my 1-2-3 Stitch suggestion page the day you told me about your house hunting. Okay, let's see about this. Okay. Oh, how cute. I will have to make these. Needlework welcomes. There's two different kinds, if you can see them. They are both precious. I like them both. I don't know which one to start first. Oh, golly. These are so cool. Jessica, thank you so much. Oh, you've just spoiled me rotten. I hope you like your package even half as much as I like mine. I'm just really at a loss for words. You're so kind and so generous. Thank you. And appreciate all of you for sharing my joy as I open this gift from my exchange partner and a new friend in Jessica. So thank you so much, and I hope all of you have wonderful surprises as I have today. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye. Hello, Floss Tube. Dina here. Oh my goodness, it's been busy. This is December 7th, and I worked pretty hard over the weekend and then powered through yesterday to late in the night last night to finish one of my Year of WIP pieces. This is Little House Needleworks. You've seen me working on that for a while now. And after doing the weekend rush this last time, I knew I was getting pretty close to a finish. And there was a sale earlier in the week that was to try to power through last chance, you know, to finish something through the year. So I thought, I'm going to just work on this one for the extra day or two that it may take me to get it done. And I'm so happy that I did. I really love the results. It's very pretty. This is the home of a needleworker. You've seen it, I'm sure, many times. I'll show you what I did differently. The only thing I did differently was I put my initials and the date, DJH 2016. I did that where a doormat would go normally. There's not a doormat in the pattern, but I thought that just blends right in there, and I know it's there. I can always check to see what year I finished it, and so I've got a finish. So I'm excited. I'm off to the framers hopefully this week. I had a dear friend who gifted me a gift certificate to my favorite framer, and for my birthday this month. She was a little early because she's moved to Alabama. So while she was in town, she went ahead and we had breakfast together to celebrate my birthday, and she gave me a generous gift certificate. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get this framed for my sewing room, and I'm excited because it is my third finish on my Year of WIPS. I had 10 to start with, so I am now down to 7, so that is awesome. I've gotten 3 of them done. And today I've taken a break from stitching because I stitched so long yesterday. I'm terribly embarrassed to admit that my hands were actually sore and swollen this morning. So a perfect day to do a different craft. So today I'm working on turning that Cat Love cross stitch into my friend's tote bag. And I'm working on it today, and hopefully I will finish it today. So I may have something later to show you this evening or tomorrow, but I'll keep you posted on how well that goes. I hope you all are having a wonderful December. I've got my tree up, my mantle decorated, and I'll show you a little picture or two of that if you're interested. Christmas is one of my favorite times of the year. So I do go all out, and I actually decorate for that season. I don't decorate for every season, but I do for Christmas. I just love how everyone treats each other with a little more giving spirit. If it weren't for such rushing around, people trying to buy presents at the last minute and being so stressed out about it, I think I would love it to be Christmas all the time. But anyway, everyone. I hope you're having a great day stitching, and until I'm able to show you my finished tote, I hope you have a continued happy stitching. Talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, here is the main Christmas tree in the living room with Santa behind it. Normally he's over our mantle, but this year he wanted to hang out by the tree so he could sneak toys under there, I think. I'm going to pause it and give you a close-up of some of the features, but if I walk I might make you seasick. So I'll pause it here. Okay, this is the inspiration for the tree this year. Here's my topper of peacock feathers. I got those at Hobby Lobby, half price today. I was looking for a tree topper and they caught my eye. And the peacock was my inspiration for the colors. The beautiful blues and teals and magenta purples. That's kind of what I was doing this year. So if you look closely, you'll see I have a very pale purple ribbon with gold stars in it. And here are some of my favorite ornaments for the tree this year. There's the peacock feather on that long tubular one. And then I'll show you, there's, as we move around the tree, there's a round one with the peacock feathers on it. And then of course we have Mr. Snowman, who has dark navy blue and purplish colors on him too. And we have bright green. We have sparkly ornaments like this sewing machine, nod to Dina. Then here's some of the cross-stitch ornaments. That's Dina doing all the gift wrap because that's what I love to do. And this might interest you. My son cross-stitched that when he was about 13 years old. He made it for his father. It's been on the tree ever since. Okay. Some of the other bulbs that you'll find, there's a hot pink one that's slick and pretty. Here's the dark teal blue. Here's one of my favorite Jim Shore ornaments with Santa kneeling at the Nativity. And then here's the green. Here's the sparkly blue. And then the teal color. So this is what's going on the tree. So you can see there's another peacock feathered one. I went to Hobby Lobby, as I said, and I found this tree skirt. Pretty teal blue, Christmas red trim, has that green in it that's in the colors. So I think the tree turned out pretty nice. We'll go back up. There's no peacock feathers. Now I'll show you the mantle. I'll turn it to pause here while I walk you into the other room. Okay, here we are. Here's the mantle above the fireplace. You'll notice the peacock colors. Again, in the greenery, I have the little round ornaments hanging down the sides. And across the top, I have those little oblong, looks like icicle shaped, in the same color that go across the top, sort of like a fringe. I thought that was unique and different. Then you see our 3 stockings are there. I'll give you a close-up on those in a minute since I stitched those. And then at the top, you'll see the 2 containers with the Christmas colored ornaments that go with the theme this year. And sorry, I'm shaking here. And then we've got my brass stocking holders. One's a Christmas tree, an angel, and a Santa sleigh on the end. But I've got it full of greenery. And then we have our angels there and the peacock colored candles that I picked up at Hobby Lobby this morning. And the Christmas bag that really sparked this whole idea. And it was the bag that I got at the stitching retreat with my Christmas present in it. And it was from Dina Sherwood, who has her own channel as well. I apologize for the trembling, guys. Just not holding that arm up very well today for some reason. Okay, if I don't make you too seasick, I'll walk you closer so you can see some of the details a little more. Here's my original bag that kind of prompted the whole thing. And these peacock colored candles that I thought were perfect. And since they were half price, that worked out really well today. And then you have the little angels and the motifs. So, let's check out the stockings, shall we? Let's start with the first one down here, belonging to my son. I start with this one because this is the first one that I made. So you have Santa Claus in the chair. Try to focus it well. And then you've got a baby quilt. You've got the trumpet on the floor with the ball, blocks. His choo-choo train, which he had a fit to have when he was 2 years old. And there's books, which, by the way, he loves reading, so that's interesting. Student desk. On up the cinnamon, the little Christmas greenery in the truck, the clock on the wall, and the pretty little snow outside. And our son goes by his initials, JT. So that was the first one of these stockings that I made. And then the next one I made was for my husband. So we'll go past mine and go to his. My hubby's name is Tommy. And this one, let me back away and give you the full benefit, is Santa's workshop. So we'll start here at the bottom. There's the toy, Noah's Ark, all the little animals. There's a dinosaur turtle kind of looking thing. Alligator, I think. Yep, alligator. And giraffe. There's the desk with the vise holding in the elephant that's being carved. There's the work apron over the stool. The dollhouse that's been built. A little Santa puppet on the side there. A car. Paint cans. Tools. Bowl of apples. And notice one has a bite out of it. And then you've got all these different wood carving and woodworking tools there. Next to Santa's workshop desk. A lamp on the wall. I love the little spider right up here. It's been watching Santa work. The ball of twine. The oil can. And look at the mistletoe that Mrs. Claus has set up there. And notice the date on the calendar is December, well, if it'll focus, 24th. A lot going on that stocking, but I thought it was really cute. Okay, now let me show you mine. This is the Dina stocking. It was the last one I made, and it has a very personal touch. There's my name at the top. Notice the topper's a little different for me. It's got your measuring tape and your old-fashioned tomato pincushion, and your pins are actually beaded to make them look like pinheads. And then what you have here is my sewing room, or a replica of such a thing. There's your needlepoint on the wall, little doll angels on the top of the bookcase, or in this case, this is my fabric stash. Quilt hanging in the background behind that Singer sewing machine. Obviously, I'm working on a Christmas stocking. There's that tomato pincushion again. And then here's my stand, which is not like mine, but isn't it beautiful? With my cross stitch on it. See the skeins of floss and everything. Could you have found a more perfect pattern? This is just amazing to me. Here's a box with sewing notions. Little kids' blocks, because obviously the children are playing at my feet, right? And then here's a knitting basket, or crocheting, whichever you want to call it. I haven't gotten to those talents yet. And then here, of course, is the cross stitch going on right there in the hoop. So this is my stocking, with all the nod to all the different sewing that I do or admire and want to do. So these 3 stockings were things I had put in the state fair years ago when I made them. Wall hanging. The fabric you see around the picture on the front is also what I used for backing the wall hanging. Okay, here's Cat Love made into its tote bag. I had filmed a video of this, and unfortunately I cannot find it. I don't know what happened. The inside fabric is royal blue with little cats all over it, and it has 6 pockets on the inside. I remembered that one of my comments on my previous video was to ask if I would show the pattern that was gifted to me by Brenda. And it's a Mirabilia pattern, and it's Touching the Autumn Sky. So per the request, I'm going to share this with you. Try to keep the glare off of it. See how close I can get to you. Isn't that precious? This is absolutely beautiful. So I've kitted it up. I'm hoping to start it in the coming year. If not before, I'll start it during Stitch Mania. But it is one of my top items on my wish list. Touching the Autumn Sky, Mirabilia. Thank you again, Brenda. And when I'm finished with this, I will share it. Hi, everyone. I wanted to give you a brief book review on a book I just finished. This one was recommended to me by my winter gift exchange pal, Jessica Tracy. So thank you, Jessica, for recommending this book to me. The name of this book is All the Light We Cannot See. It's by Anthony Doerr. So there's the cover there if you wanted to see what it looked like. It's a hefty novel. It's not a small quick read, but I think you will find that it's an interesting read. This book is written in a style that I found I had to get used to. It's not only written in swapping back and forth between main characters, it's also written at times with flashbacks. Not always, but at times. So in addition to swapping main characters that you're reading about, you're swapping time periods or a different age. They're either in the present moment or they're back in time. You follow the first main character, who is Marie LeBlanc, and she is a young girl in Paris. Her father works in a museum. Her mother has died in childbirth, and so she has this wonderful life where she goes to work with her dad every day, and her friends are the other professors that are heads of departments in the museum, and they teach her every day for hours on end about their subject matters. And she loves seashells and marine animals and things of that nature. And her dad is a locksmith, and he has a unique talent of making fabulous locks and boxes that have hidden ways to open them up. And he teaches Marie from a very young age. He gives her one every year for her birthday with a treat hidden in it, and she has to figure out how to open it to get the treat. Marie's tragedy, in addition to losing her mother at birth, is that she goes blind at the age of 6. And so this entire story is written from her perspective as a young blind child making her way through life with the memory of what it's like to see. So when she has new experiences or smells new odors for the first time, she describes it a lot of times in color as to what color she sees in her mind's eye. But I think she's very adept, and her father has never made her to feel helpless or that she couldn't do anything. So you get a really great view of her persevering and going through life as a successful person in the end. But you also get to see some of her day-to-day struggles that you wouldn't think about if you haven't had to deal with that. Marie starts out her story in Paris, and she and her father are sent on a trip to take a prized possession from the museum and to take it to safety because they're afraid it's going to be stolen. And they run to an uncle's home in another small town away from Paris, trying to escape, but the war does catch up with them. And so it's an interesting story as to what they do to try to survive. At the same time, you're hearing and learning about a young boy whose name is Werner. And Werner Finning is a young man in Germany whose father, their last remaining parent, he and his sister's last remaining parent, has died in the coal mines there. And so now they're orphaned and they're living in a children's home. And the story begins when Werner is 18 years old, and he's a German private, and through flashbacks he tells you how he got there. And interestingly enough, he was a young boy in this children's home, and he and his little sister would listen to the radio at night, and they would hear broadcasts that were from Paris, and or France, somewhere in France. And the broadcast was of a man sharing educational lessons and teachings on math and science and all these types of different things, and then would play beautiful classical music. And Werner actually became hungry for knowledge in these areas because of listening to these broadcasts. So, of course, by the end of this whole story, all of these characters meet. Werner and Marie. Werner's sister at some point meets Marie. They're from totally different worlds, and they have totally different lives, but the war throws them all together at some point. Their stories are very different. They both suffer. They both have losses in their life because of the war. They both struggle with how they should respond and what role they want to play in this conflict. And in the end, you do have closure as far as you know what happens to each of your main characters. There are other characters in addition to these two children, but the main story is told by these two kids. I would like to say that it took me a little while to get into the book. And I think it might have been the way that it was written, going back and forth between people and times. I had to sit and kind of really figure out where I was in each of these people's lives. And it took me a while to figure out that Marie and Werner are only 1 year apart in their real timeline. I found myself wanting to break the book apart if I could have and put it in order of time instead of the way it was written. I found that a bit distracting to me, but I got it. I got through it, and that was okay. The biggest thought-provoking thing to me was the title, "All the Light We Cannot See," and I think that caused me more thoughts or concerns than anything else in the whole book. There wasn't anything earth-shattering new about World War II or events or, there's always a nugget of something when a personal story is shared. Now this is fiction, but it's illustrating things that happened. And but basically, I thought that at first, "All the Light We Cannot See" was a reference to Marie, the fact that she was blind, and that even though she couldn't see the way you and I see, that she really had a different understanding and a different viewpoint because of her affliction. And I'm sure that may have something to do with it. But I think the other pieces of what the author intended for the title really I struggled with a little bit. And so I did a little research, and I found an interview where he talked about it. And he shared that part of the meaning was at the light we literally cannot see, was talking about the wavelengths of the electromagnetic spectrum, that he's, talking about radio waves being the most relevant, because that's how Werner learned as a young boy. And as it turns out, he's a radio repairman in the military. He is very skilled at that because he's worked at it since he was a kid. And he winds up in the end with a job in the military of triangulating broadcast positions of the enemy so they can find the people that are broadcasting and eliminate the threat. And it's kind of sad when he comes to realize that they're being killed because of what he can do. So that is a very poignant part of the book. The radio plays a huge part in Werner's life and his story. I also read from an interview with the author that he said that the title is intended as a suggestion that we spend too much time focused on a small slice or spectrum of possibility of what we could see, and that we don't spend enough time looking outside of our small world and seeing what else is there. I think he may have illustrated that more with Marie than he did anyone else, because as she goes to a new place to live, her whole world changes, and she's not familiar with it and can't get around in it. And her father builds her miniature models of wherever they're living, with the town that they live in. And it's an absolute to scale of everything in town. Every street cover for a drain, every lamp post, so that she can count them on her model and know where she's walking by counting in the real world where she really is. It's an interesting relationship that she and her dad have. Very sweet one, very close one, and there's a lot of suffering and sadness reflected in the story, and there's also a bit of survival and triumph in some places. And we follow Marie until she's 70 years old, so we see her from 6 to 70. So it's a wonderful story of her life and what she's become. So I encourage you, if you're a bit of a patient reader and you're not wanting something that you can get through really fast, then read All the Light We Cannot See. If you're looking for just a light read, this isn't it. This is a heavy read. There's a lot of personal suffering and record of lives that were greatly impacted by war. And so it's not a light read, but it was very interesting, and it was a very different way to read a historical fiction. So I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I read it, and I would recommend it to you. So that's my book review for the month. I'm going to go ahead and probably upload this since it's almost the middle of December. For the rest of this month, I am focusing on a finish and hoping that I will get it finished by the end of the month. I'm doing that with the Cross Stitch and Discuss, where we're doing a week of focusing on one piece for the week. I'm doing that this week. I started it, today's Monday, and I started it today. But I'm also doing Last Chance with Stitch Mania, where we're trying to get in as many finishes as we can before the end of the year. And I finished Home of a Needleworker, and so now I'm trying to finish one more. And I'm not going to tell you which one it is, and you'll have to wait until my next video to see it. But I hope that you are having a wonderful December. I hope you're heading into the holidays with wonderful times with your family and friends. And if it's not a positive time for you, if this is the first year that you're experiencing without someone that had been with you before, if you've had a loss in your family this year, just know that I'm thinking of you and would send you just warm wishes that you get through this holiday as best you can. And reach out to us here and let us know if you're alone, and let us lift you up and encourage you, and maybe spend time with you on FlossTube. But just know, all of you, just pay attention. There are people around you that may not be having as happy a time as you may be having, and just be sensitive to that. There are 2 ladies I know right now that I see every week, and this will be the first Christmas without their spouses. And I know they're both struggling. You know, they don't even know whether they want to decorate their home or not. So just be aware of that. And if you know someone in that position, take a special effort to speak to them, maybe spend a few minutes with them. It is a season to forgiving. And so give of your time and consideration to someone around you who might be lonely. And I thank you for doing that. I think it would mean the world to them. So until we talk again, I also hope you get in lots of stitching. So happy stitching, everyone. Bye-bye.